And welcome back to another episode of the Office Dynasty League podcast. I'm here as your host, as always, Jonathan Yaney.
Oh, Jonathan Yaney.
Jonathan.
Full name. Are you Jonathan today? And do I have to refer to you as Jonathan?
I would really prefer that no one ever refers to me as Jonathan.
Except for you.
Except for... You know, it's funny. My 8-year-old loves to call me Jonathan when he wants to tick me off.
That would do it.
Because...
That would do it.
I've just always pictured a Jonathan as just like a country lord who likes to ride around on his douchey horse.
Or maybe the douchey horse we know is Jonathan Taylor.
Oh. Topics for today. Speaking of, we're going to have a short pod this week. We got a quick out for both of us. And so we're going to go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah. So we thought we'd do a mailbag episode this week. So as you know, this morning, as in Tuesday morning, I sent out a little
request. Yeah.
For some mailbag questions. And we got quite a few. I was pretty happy with the amount of questions we received. So
volume was pretty high.
Yeah. So we'll go through a few of them, see how many we can get to, give our thoughts, and then we'll get some picks at the end of the episode.
Absolutely.
And, so this first question comes from a Tyler B, and he wants to know, who needs a trade deadline move the most this week?
Remind me of when the trade deadline is.
The trade deadline is Wednesday, November 26th at 11 a.m.
So it's a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. Or a week from today if you're listening to this on the release of the pod. It comes out pretty late.
Yeah, that's true. Normally after midnight, so you would be
around.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So who needs it the most? Now, are we talking about in terms of buying or selling?
I'm reading this as buying.
Okay.
Because I don't think anyone need. Well, I mean, some people might.
If we're going to talk about in general buy or sell, I think the answer is Adrian.
I don't think so.
Capitalize on desperation.
You think he needs to make a move more than anyone else?
I think the 10% marginal difference in asset gains you can get because someone is desperate right now is going to mean the most to his team.
I've seen some of the trade requests for Trey McBride. They're not desperate.
Okay, maybe not yet, and maybe because someone's not making the right moves. But now that we have a co-owner
No, like the ones that he's looking at, that Jacob is looking at.
Well, and maybe they're just trying to take advantage of someone who's maybe not used to the dynasty values.
I did tell Jacob. I said
they're gonna attempt to swindle you.
There are a lot of sharks in this league.
Yeah.
When they know there's a new owner, they smell fresh blood. Jacob is not fresh blood, for the record. Or fresh fish, or he's not bleeding in the water. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think we're actually gaining another shark, to be honest.
Jacob is shrewd.
He's shrewd. He's a good one.
But yeah, I would say Adrian Jacobs' team, the farm, probably would benefit the most right now from being active.
I don't agree.
Okay.
Because the only pieces... Sorry. Give your pitch, and then I'll respond.
I just think that if you're talking about a team that right now needs either that little push to be over or would benefit from that, incentive bump, I think that this is just a roster that is in a position where it can't ever afford to lose a trade. And so
that's true. I agree with that.
You're being right now where you have one of those top tight ends that just does it every week kind of thing, and everyone could use that guy outside of Matt with Bowers. I think that you would. I think almost every playoff contending team would benefit from getting Trey McBride, which is going to push that offer price up, and because of the deadline's coming, it's going to push that offer price up. And I just think that right now is the right time to trade Trey McBride.
So, in a vacuum, I agree with you, because if he can get top level value for Trey McBride, great. The problem is the buyers don't have draft capital.
Some of them.
So,
could Will just become a buyer?
Matt is not. No, Will is not a buyer.
But he just got his own first round pick back. That's ammunition.
Right, but he's terrified of losing it.
Sure.
Because he's not convinced he'll make the playoffs.
Okay.
Which he's just now down Saquon, which hurts him more.
Sure.
He might be a buyer. I don't know. It could be. But Matt is out of picks. Tyler is out of picks. Evan and
Caleb aren't selling picks.
Evan and Caleb aren't selling picks. I could make an offer. I have. Apparently it was not close.
Okay.
You don't have picks.
No.
And then Dallas is not going to make an offer.
Shockingly, I'm not at the bottom of the barrel on picks anymore.
I know.
I have 2 seconds over the next 2 years.
Yeah. So I guess my thought is, like, just based off this current landscape that we're in, I don't know if it's going to make sense to trade Trey McBride, because the best you're going to get is potentially player assets, and why would you trade player assets for player assets?
It just depends. But I could hear that.
Like, I know, Jacob, that the number one offer Jacob's considering is actually a trade in which they give up capital, which is kind of insane.
Interesting.
But so I mean, and I have picks, but they're not lottery picks. So if you're a Trey McBride owner, are you really willing to trade Trey McBride for 2-ish back in firsts? That might not be the right call.
I hear you.
So I don't know. My choice would have been different 6 hours ago. My choice 6 hours ago would have been Will.
But he seems more seller than buyer.
He seems more seller than buyer. It was a very interesting dynamic this afternoon. At this point, I think, I don't know.
Frankly, if we're talking buyer, my vote would be me.
Yeah?
I've got those extra seconds now that I can actually throw and get, like, hey, here's a depth piece here or there kind of guy. And, or I can package those seconds with someone and get, an improved asset on the starting roster.
Yeah, that's true. I actually might have gone with me because Drake London's hurt. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but you have the depth to deal with that kind of thing. Like Chase, Jamar Chase being out this week, I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm starting Kamara and Aaron Jones this week.
I'm 5-6.
Okay, well, that's true. That's true. You're right. But I mean, just like playoff wise, like roster strength wise.
Sure.
If Jamar Chase is back, you're still healthy.
Which he will
now.
be.
Yeah.
But
I think we're both buyers. I don't know. I guess for me right now, I'll go with you, John. I think it's a great answer because you need to win the next 2 weeks.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Next question is also from Tyler B. Oh, this is funny. This is how quickly things move in the ODL. This question is probably a little dated at this point. It said, should John or Will be more concerned?
Before the Saquon trade, I would have said me. Now it's absolutely me. Because for Will, like, maybe things swing his way and he still makes the playoffs and he's probably an early exit, but, like, he has his own pick back. So he's kind of in a good situation either way, where it's like, hey, if you miss the playoffs, you have a lottery pick, and it's your lottery pick. If you make the playoffs, great. You sold Saquon and still made the playoffs. For me, I could entirely miss the playoffs right now, and I don't have my own pick. I can't improve my roster. I don't have my first, my second, my third. Like, I have no avenues to improving my situation if I miss the playoffs. The whole concept of my roster is if I make the playoffs, I'm a terrifying opponent, and I might miss the playoffs.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think 6 hours ago, this answer is Will. Yes. I think it is you now, definitively. It's interesting how things change so quickly. All right, this next question. Now, this is also from Tyler B. He's asking a lot of questions.
He is asking a lot of questions.
Inquisitive guy. His question is, will Neighbors be worth it? I wonder if he can provide context with that.
I think the idea is he traded a lot of assets.
He did.
In the Jonathan Taylor move with the assumption that Malik Neighbors would come back 100% from that Achilles tear. Or ACL tear. I don't know which
tear.
it was.
Big difference.
I think his ACL traditionally has a better comeback rate.
Yes.
Okay.
Significantly.
Okay. I was pretty vocal with you. I didn't necessarily put it in the group chats. I hated that trade.
He did hate it.
I did not like that trade for you at all. I felt like you, for a lot of the minor assets on that, kind of moved like pretty lateral, and then you bought at Jonathan Taylor's absolute peak value. Like, he's literally never been more valuable than when you bought him. And in order for him to continue doing what he's been doing, it's just not super realistic. So, he's had 5 3-touchdown games out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's an absurd number for a running back. And as a Colts fan, awesome. Like, let's keep this train rolling. But the reality is, like, the odds that he has even one more of those this season, kind of low.
So it's interesting. I mean, it's going to probably end up turning into a Jonathan Taylor conversation more than a Neighbors one. But I guess, Jonathan Taylor's who he gave up to get Neighbors. So a lot of the is Neighbors worth it comes down to what Taylor turns out to. It's interesting. You view this trade as a trade that is completely contingent upon Jonathan Taylor maintaining his current level of play. And from my perspective, if Jonathan Taylor maintains 2/3 to 3/4, 70% of his current production, I am thrilled.
Well,
and that's what I'm trading for. And the idea is he's 26 and he's clearly special. And running backs who are special tend to have longer careers because they're better for longer. So the idea is I would take it's close. I mean, I would rather have Neighbors in a dynasty for sure. But it's close. But I mean, would I rather have Jonathan Taylor for what I'm hoping is and what I'm thinking he will be 4 more years of 70% of what he is now? In addition to that, getting him at his peak level as far as how he's playing right now in a year in which I have a real shot at winning. So that's kind of one piece of the trade is, Neighbors to JT is to me, dynasty-wise, a small downgrade. I know maybe that's up to debate, but it's a small downgrade, and it helps me more now in a season in which my window is open. I also feel giving up Neighbors is a long-term, like trading Neighbors for Jonathan Taylor is you're sacrificing the future for now. But getting a first back in that trade,
I get that.
Kind of counterbalances that.
I get that. The first definitely improves your situation because it's 27 first, right?
It's 27 first.
And whose first was it?
Tyler's.
So I don't think anyone would be like, I think people would maybe be surprised right now if he missed the playoffs next year. But
he's
he
probably
good.
Should. He doesn't have any picks next year, so we'll see.
Well, but I'm saying if I were to pick who would make the playoffs next year right now, based on everything we know and future assets and all that, I would say Tyler's probably in the playoffs next year.
He also tends to trade. He continues to trade at capital 1 year out in order to help his roster now.
That's true.
There's a good chance he'll trade 28 assets next year to ensure he gets there.
Sure. If he were to miss the playoffs and that pick turns into Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams, this is just what are we doing? This is a clear slam dunk for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's that possibility. Last year he just had a horrible season and went 4-10 or something. It's just one of those horrible seasons. That could happen again, especially if Neighbors is not at full strength. So that's a hope. I mean, to me, there's a few routes. Jonathan Taylor maintains his level of play this season. He just continues his tear. And that carries me to a championship. That makes me happy. That makes the trade a win for me. If he misses the playoffs next year, to me, that makes the trade a win for me. If Jacobs falls off significantly, and Taylor and Neighbors both do what we expect them to, that trade's a significant. That would make the trade a win for me in my mind.
Yeah, Jacobs and Henry are kind of the how long can they keep it going pieces.
If they keep it going another 2 or 3 years, Tyler's going to win this for sure.
I think what it really boils down to the core of the question, the Neighbors of it all. If Neighbors bounces back to who he was and Tyler makes the playoffs in 2027, this is probably a Tyler. It was probably worth it.
Yeah, if Neighbors does not lose a step and he's back to his normal self, I would say he wins it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's just we don't know if he'll do that. We don't.
Well, and that's
and
the
it could be
toss-up.
2027 before he is himself. Because these ACL tears are tricky. Ayuk tore his ACL midseason and he's still not playing.
Right.
I'm trying to think who else is tearing their ACL midseason. I mean, in week 4 is early to mid, but there's a chance that the Giants play conservative and we don't see him
until week 10.
Yeah, or some. Yeah, Ayuk we still haven't seen, and I think it was week 7 or something for him. Maybe
I don't remember. But that's the gamble. And knowing Tyler, this is going to only going to get more complicated as time goes on. Because what are the odds that Neighbors starts a game for Tyler next year? I'm not asking what are the odds Malik Neighbors plays next year.
He's going to trade him.
I'm saying what are the odds Tyler starts him next year?
Yeah. I know he's trying his hardest to trade him, and so far I don't think he's gotten an offer that would make Neighbors, quote, worth it at this point.
Sure.
All right, the next question is also from Tyler B. He wants to know, did Caleb and Evan sell too soon?
I'm going to say no for Evan, yes for Caleb.
That might change next week when Evan wins and Caleb doesn't.
Well, okay, hear me out. I'm
not saying that's going to happen, but if it did happen, we might be talking like that.
I'm going to say Evan did not sell too soon because what he did is he turned around and used all those assets to buy Bijan.
Yeah, he did.
And so, like, in the aggregate, I still look at that trade and go, yeah, I think Evan probably did, especially in the long run, his roster a service. But for Caleb, he sold Saquon to then go buy all those assets, to then kind of sell all those assets at a depreciated value from when he bought them 3 weeks prior.
And now he might be buying again.
There's not
a lot of sellers right now, actually.
So we're in a place where it's tough. It's really tough to look at what Caleb gave up for all that stuff and what he got back. Because his is kind of immediate catharsis, right? Like, he got a bunch of stuff, and it's like, all right, all in playoff push. And then 3 weeks later, it's, I'm willing to sell everyone I just got in this trade. And if you look at what he got back, it's less than what he sold.
I don't think he was wrong to make the move with Evan. I feel like he got pretty good value. Sucks Tyreek Hill got hurt. Just sucks.
Yeah, that can't do anything about that.
That's not his fault. I think he jumped ship a little too soon. I think people were like, you're trading Brian Thomas? You're trading Devontae Adams? You're trading Gadsden? You're trading...
See, the young guys are the ones I don't get.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all part of it. I mean, he traded the young guys so that he could trade the old guys, but he felt so confident that he must trade the old guys, and he must punt on this season, that he was willing to trade young guys to make that happen.
Yeah.
When in all reality, we're looking at his roster now, and we're looking at the standings now, and he probably just has to win 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And he's in. And his roster would have been a lot better, even with the injuries, had he not sold.
I think we got 4 games left, right?
Oh, there are 4.
Yeah.
No, there's 3.
11, 12, 13, 14.
No, we're 11 weeks in. I'm 8-3.
This is next one's 11.
No, you're 5-6. We're 11 matches.
You're right.
There's 3 left. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hindsight's 20/20, but I think looking back, well, that's hindsight. But I think not Tyler. I think Caleb may have overreacted. I think you saw the injuries.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. So in the sense of did Caleb sell too soon, I think there's a hard answer here of he either bought too soon or he sold too soon. But whatever he did, it was too soon.
He might have done both too soon.
Yeah. Because if he had just waited like a week, like literally 2 or 3 days, he can be in the Bijan sweepstakes, and it's not 3 firsts and golden. It's 3 firsts in 2 seconds, or it's something else. And maybe Adrian always goes with the Packers player, but like
he really likes golden.
I mean, if Caleb had just gone back in time and managed to win the Bijan thing for roughly what he traded for all those guys, he can probably now turn around and trade Bijan for more than that. I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Or at least if he kept him, like he's still like, hey, this season is a punt, but you know what I do have? Bijan Robinson.
That's kind of where Evan's at.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. We'll see how the end of the season turns out. I'm glad that Caleb and Evan both still want to make the playoffs. Like, that's refreshing.
I enjoy the competitiveness that this year has been, where there's only really 2 guys who are like, I'm not even trying, and it's because of the situation their rosters are in.
Right, and normally there's... I mean, 2 years ago or last year, there were 5 teams that were like, nope.
Yeah. I think it was the year that Marvin Harrison was coming out. I think that was 2024. There were a lot of teams that were like, I would really prefer to make the lottery this year.
Yeah. All right, this next question. They want to know the most underrated ODL storyline down the stretch. So the most underrated. So I guess it's what no one's talking about, but it's a key thing.
Yeah. I think the most underrated storyline that we're going to end on is where these draft picks have landed. Because we've seen some blockbuster draft pick moves this season.
You think that's underrated, though?
I think that's an underrated story.
Talking about it.
I feel like people are talking about how few assets some people have. I feel like what they're not talking about is the fact that, like, 70% of the draft picks are with 3 teams.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit.
It's moved a little.
I moved mine pick to Will.
Sure, but, like, Dallas has loaded up.
Yeah.
And Evan loaded up.
Yeah.
And I think we're looking at these teams where it's like, hey, if Henderson's for real, Warren's for real, Igbuka's for real, he has Mahomes.
Dallas is
like, this is starting to get kind of scary, kind of quick.
Sleeping giant here, yeah.
And then Evan, again, he's got Bijan and Gibbs and multiple good players, and then somehow has like 4 or 5 firsts over the next 2 years.
Yeah.
I think people are talking very loudly about, like, okay, Matt is out of moves. Tyler is out of moves. Like, they don't have money to buy more. They'd have to trade player assets, and that gets dicey.
Yeah, or 28.
Or start going way into the future, and then you really start shooting yourself in the foot.
You should know about that, right?
28, baby. 2028.
That's the year.
Watch Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams say they're going back for their senior year just to get, like, these crazy college records.
I would make more money a year. NIL, probably not actually at this point, but
you wouldn't believe what they make in NIL money. But watch them go back, and all of a sudden everyone's gearing up for 2027, and all of a sudden 2028 is the valuable draft.
John, I think at this point it's interesting. This is not the question, but Lamb, Chase, and Jefferson, they're pretty young still.
Yeah.
You could get to the point where you still have them, and they're still in their primes. And then you're also now getting draft picks. It almost feels like you bought the $5 million mansion on the 30-year mortgage. And it's like, early on, it's like, oh gosh, I can't go out and I can't buy Wendy's today because I'm strapped for this. I can't go out and get my Wendy's. I can't go out and get pie. I can't go out to eat. I got to eat bologna sandwiches, and I've got to try to make my life happy with bologna sandwiches. But as soon as that mortgage ends, you're sitting on this pot of gold, and you're getting some more disposable income.
Interesting. So you think I'm the most underrated storyline?
I don't know. Just no. I think the most underrated storyline. I didn't research this. I'm on the spot. My most underrated storyline is that Matt, Tyler, Will, those 3. Will's questionable now. I'm not sure about. Well, Will may or may not make the playoffs. How many playoff wins do you have?
0.
You have 0. Okay, yeah. John. Okay, so John, Matt, and Tyler all have 0 playoff wins. And I don't know if Will has any.
I can't speak to that.
I don't think he does. Maybe 1. So we're in a year in which that potentially 4 out of 6 teams at this point, definitely 3 between you and Will. 1 of you is making it. I would think.
Someone's almost guaranteed to be set up for their first playoff.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I feel like I've really gone all in like twice now. And I still haven't won a playoff game.
It's funny when I show people outside of this league, like, hey, look how good this team is. And it's like your team, or it's like Tyler's team, or they're like, whoa, that team's got to be undefeated. I'm like, no, they're
losing record.
Yeah, they're like, oh. I think it's so weird. We're so used to 12-team leagues now.
Yeah.
And it's just like a 10-team league, 10-team league team is so much stronger. But no, it's tough. It's really tough. And it's interesting. It feels like with you and Matt and Tyler, you guys feel like 3 like titans of the ODL. But it's so funny we're talking about all 3 of you
cannot win when it matters.
Earning your first playoff win.
There was a year where I went 9-5 and lost in the first round by like 40.
Yeah, no, I know Matt made it. Matt was like 12-2 or 11-3, and then lost. He got the bye and then lost in the.
Matt's is a little bit of an asterisk because we talk about like, oh, Matt's number 1. He had a bye. He played in the second round.
I know, but he didn't win though. He didn't.
It's lame.
He's never won a playoff. He's never beaten anyone in the playoffs.
I think the one year that the first time I really went all in, I played Dallas and it was a week where I would have beaten both the teams on bye as well as both the teams in the other matchup by double digits, and I lost by like 30. And people were like, "Oh, John sucks." I'm like, I had the second highest scoring game of the week, and I played the wrong team.
Just defense, It's defensive.
Yeah,
defense wins championships.
I was so angry. I know people were being dicks in the group chat.
Yeah, they were.
But I was so mad. I was like, this is literally matchup driven. And it's because I was the higher seed.
Yeah. I'm curious. We talked about early in the pod, we talked about ways we could make the league better.
Uh-huh.
What if we did a
best two move on?
Draft? Like, if you're the 1 seed, you pick who the 2 teams that you would play against would be.
I think the
and
way
if
to
the 2 seed, you would get the next. I don't know.
I think the way to do that is the 3 seed gets to pick their opponent, the 4, then the 2 remaining get stuck, and the 1 seed gets to pick that matchup.
Okay, sure.
The 1 seed gets to pick between the matchup.
We could workshop it, but that'd be fun. Where it's not just how the teams fell because of points scored and because of whatever stupid stuff.
Yeah, happens. CMC is injured all season and then comes back for week 10, and it's okay, well, this guy is 8-6, but it's actually the best roster in the league, and I'd prefer to not play them.
Yep. I don't know. It's something to think about. All right, this next question is anonymous. They don't want to say who they are. They want to know, is there anything I can do to help John make the playoffs so he can play the treble roster he has no worries about? Just want to make sure the big guy gets there.
I still have 100% desire to play the treble of anyone in the playoffs. That has not changed. My roster has really pooped the bed the last 2 weeks. I'm very disappointed. I'm incredibly worried about how the season is going. If I could handpick anyone who's going to make the playoffs that I could play, it would be Tyler.
Who do you think wrote this question?
It's a mystery.
Mr. Tyler B,
perhaps? Yeah. One tie.
I would rather play Caleb or John. Not John. Caleb or Evan than Tyler.
Well, you got to think about this. At this rate...
if they're going to make it.
At this rate, you, Matt, and Ethan are locks.
Yep.
It's just going to happen.
Yep.
Tyler's probably close to a lock.
Yep.
And so it's really...
You're only picking from the locks.
Yeah, I can't play myself, and if I'm in the playoffs here, I'm assuming I'm making it. So we're talking about Caleb, Evan, and Will. Got to assume Will's probably going to take a step back.
His roster is still so good.
It's still really loaded, but it's also
shocked
you moved on. You moved on from Saquon. I got to imagine that's probably not a good thing for your week-to-week projection.
Yeah, although I've heard a lot of people saying Saquon is ass.
Saquon has taken the quietest, humongous leap backwards this year, and I feel like only people who own Saquon in a league have even noticed.
Yeah, it's been a thing. It's just Saquon taking a humongous leap back is still
pretty darn
you're
good.
Starting that guy. He's at his projection for 17. This I don't know.
This feels like the old Ezekiel Elliott debate.
Maybe I'll be cursed once maybe I'll finally understand once I own him and have to start him.
I think this is one of those things where if you don't own Saquon in any leagues, the idea of acquiring him is just the best.
Saquon Barkley.
And then you get him and you're like, why is he scoring 14 points a week?
Why did I give up a maybe lottery pick for this?
Yeah,
I don't know. At this point though, he's a massive upgrade over who I'd have to start. So
fair enough. But as far as the question goes, yeah, maybe that leaves Evan and Caleb realistically. I mean, both of them sound pretty good on paper, but I just do not in any way believe in that roster. And now without Jonathan Taylor, it's just I'm not worried about playing Tyler if I have to. If I lose, I lose. Knowing what my luck, what's going to happen now is I'm going to play Tyler and I'm going to lose by 100. And the rest of my time in this league for the next 20 years is going to be, you're not worried about me, huh?
So it's interesting. This next question, also from Tyler B. Should people fear the meats now? And your answer is an emphatic...
I
think you said no.
I think...
I thought this was a no.
I think people should be worried, especially because Bucky Irving's going to come back eventually.
Worried. I am worried about... I mean... I don't want to play Ethan. I'd rather not play Ethan.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
I'd rather play Matt than Ethan. Sorry, I'd rather play Ethan than Matt. Yeah.
Again, I think there's a pretty clear hierarchy at this point of who to worry about. And I think I tend to be high in that hierarchy if everyone's healthy and not spitting on people.
You are.
But Ethan has crept his way into that. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I had no faith that this was going to work out for him. I think he did the things he needed to do. Like, he didn't sell. He didn't panic sell. He's made subtle improvements. He's basically demanded premium assets for all of his guys, and here and there he's gotten them. Like, I think that he is someone that I would prefer not to play.
Jalen Hurts, Bucky, healthy Bucky, question mark? Genty, Tet, JSN, Waddle, Andrews, A.J. Brown, Dave Montgomery.
Now, is Bryce Young going to throw for 400 yards ever again? No.
I can't believe 448 yards.
No, he's never going to throw for 400 yards again. He might never throw for 40 yards again. But
Tet's wide receiver 9 this year.
Yeah. Well, largely due to an explosion last week.
And no bye. He's not a bye.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
I don't know if there's fear around the meets. I think there's a very hearty respect.
I think he has a lot of solid floor assets and some multiple boom bust assets.
He feels good for 130 each week. So it's kind of like you're gonna have to have a good week.
Like if ETN and Tet are both on, it's just like, okay, well, I lost.
Yeah, which Tet being on, who knows?
Again, ETN being on, who knows?
That's true too. Although if Tootin went down, if Tootin's hurt, then I'd feel a lot better about it.
Yeah. Remember at the beginning of the season when they said this is going to be a 4-man running back room?
I know. That was such bullcrap. That's such bullcrap.
That's gamesmanship at its finest.
Do you remember when you picked the meets to win one matchup this year?
I literally just referenced that.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said I was obviously wrong on the meets. I was not a believer. Talked all about that.
No, you didn't say one matchup, though. You left that part out.
Okay. Thank you, Mac.
You wanted to go. We need to make
sure. Do we have any other questions?
Okay, you want to move on to the next question. All right. This one might take a while. We'll leave this one for another week. Because this one would be a little more. So let's move into the picks.
Sure.
Now, this is bad.
Last week, we had 3 differences on the line.
No.
Now, we agreed on me. I'm doing a lot of this off memory, if I'm being honest with you. We agreed on myself winning, which did not happen.
Correct.
So we had 3 differences outside of that.
Correct.
I think we agreed on Tyler beating Adrian as well.
Yes.
That was our other agreement.
No, it was Tyler Will.
Am I looking at the wrong week?
You might be.
I think I'm looking at the wrong week.
Tyler played Will.
Here we go. Tyler played Will, and I think we both picked... Did we?
I think I went with Tyler, and you went with Will.
What was the matchup we agreed on?
We agreed on you beating Ethan.
Uh-huh.
And then we agreed on Evan beating Caleb.
Which did not happen.
Did not happen. So I am 0 we're both 0-2.
Okay. I picked Tyler. I remember that.
You picked Tyler.
Who
and
won?
I picked Will, and Tyler won.
And then I picked Dallas, and you picked Adrian.
And Dallas won.
And Dallas won.
I will say...
And then I picked you, and you picked Matt.
I know.
Which means I'm ahead 2 games,
I know.
baby!
It's frustrating that you're just now realizing, because I knew going in what exactly happened. And I realized I was 0 for 5 last week.
That's incredible.
I was 0 for 5. Did not pick a single one correctly.
After I got excited about that, I was like, wait, I got 2 wrong. I had a very average week.
You have to pick first this week.
That's super fair.
You have to pick first this week.
That's incredibly fair.
And I think I'm right about this being the deciding week. That was huge. A three matchup swing.
A 3 matchup swing. Oh. Yeah, that's the first time we've disagreed on 3 things, and I didn't expect it to be a sweep.
I just needed one. I really just needed one. But all right, week 12. I play the Zits. I am projected for 146. Dallas is projected for 108.
Okay.
Who you got?
I said last week, and I'm going to stand by it. I'm never going to pick against you, and I'm always going to pick against Dallas. So it just feels fair.
I have to agree with you there. There's no difference.
There's a 40-point advantage. I think that speaks pretty loud.
Yep. Yep. All right, next is Tyler, projected for 131. Kayla projected for 120. Trey Benson's back.
Quite a bit closer.
Trey Benson's back.
Looking at the starters, we still have Davis Mills on Nico Collins, which has actually been an incredible boon this season, whenever that has happened, compared to C.J. Stroud. The man, the myth, the legend, Alec Pierce is back in the starting lineup, and Tyler is starting P.J. Washington.
And Theo Johnson.
And
Devin Singletary. 3 Giants.
Is this just a terrible... He also has Jackson Dart in the starting lineup, and I'm not confident that's going to happen. Which would mean Dak Prescott, which is not the end of the world. Is this just a huge bye week for Tyler? Vidal, Mariota's, Debo...
No, this team's just bad.
Cortland Sutton's on bye. Yeah, it's bye weeks.
And Jacobs is hurt.
That would do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Caleb on this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll go Tyler, just to be different. Gotta catch up.
3-game lead.
And he's also projected to win, so...
It's funny, you're going that way to be different, and we're both, betting hard on the underdog. Next up
is Matt versus Will. Matt is projected for 152. Will is projected for 126. Mr. John.
That is a 26-point projection.
Mr. Jonathan.
Matt doesn't seem to have super great assets on bye.
Hey, R.J. Harvey's on bye.
Lad McConkey's on bye, though. Lad McConkey and Quentin Johnson and Bo Nix are all on bye. I got to go with Matt.
He's starting Trevor Lawrence. That's so icky.
I'm not betting against Matt, but seeing the fact that Will has 2-3 good starters on bye, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'll go Matt as well. Yep. Sorry. Lame.
Now, did you consider the fact that Terry McLaurin is also on bye?
I did not. Terry McLaurin's been very absent.
Did you consider the fact that Terry McLaurin's been on bye all season?
Yeah, I did consider that. All right, next is Evan and Ethan. Evan is projected for 120. Ethan is projected for 128, but he has not set his lineup. Waddle is on bye. It will likely be...
Probably DJ Moore.
Yeah, Bucky Irving, supposedly coming back.
That would be the smart play.
So Bucky's probably in there if Bucky plays. If not, it's DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Who you got?
It's funny. Ethan is starting someone who's on bye and projected to win by 8.
Yeah.
I think that speaks for itself.
Evan might buy, though.
Evan could buy, but we saw this last week. Just because you buy in the middle of the week doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win or lose.
Yeah, Evan's starting both Seattle.
You sent out 2 starting running backs that are good that were playing for a guy who was on bye.
I actually meant to offer an opportunity for you to change your pick.
You did. I got in some group chat, someone was like, John has until Thursday to change his pick. And I was like, nah, that's lame.
Oh, man, I wish you would have.
Well, of course you wish I would have.
All right.
I'm going with Ethan.
You're going with Ethan? I'm really tempted to go Evan here.
Really?
But I won't. I'll go Ethan.
I'm
down 2, John. I got to get 2.
You got 4 weeks or 3 weeks.
That's true.
3 weeks.
All right.
Oh, man. Evan is starting Walker and Sharp.
I know. I can't do it. Ethan, it is. All right.
Oh, man.
The Shrimp Farms projected for 115 this week. There has to be a season high. There has to be. Versus your Undercooked Onions with no Chase.
No Chase, but Jalen Warren might also not be playing.
Yeah.
Which would mean...
I think this is going to be closer than people think.
Which means Kyle Monangai would be in.
Who you picking, John? You picking danger? You're going to break one of your rules?
I'm never going to pick against myself.
All right. I will join. I think Lamb and Jefferson and... I don't know, man.
You can pick against me. I'll only hold it against you forever.
No, you're going to win. John gets it done. Onions get it done.
All right, so what was our difference?
Just one.
Just one?
Just Caleb and Taleb.
Caleb and
Tyler.
That's funny. It's a little gratifying to know that we would have been chalk had you been in the lead.
He been in the lead.
If you had picked first, you probably would have picked all the guys I picked.
Maybe. Tyler and Caleb are close.
I think that's the matchup of the week.
I think
we're
it
being
is.
honest.
I think it is. Caleb has to win. Actually, there's a lot of good ones. Yeah, I think that is the best matchup of the week. I agree.
Now, if you had to ask Tyler if he'd be happy that Drake May was the reason he lost,
I'm sure he'd be happy.
would he be happy with
If
that?
he's gonna be 7-5 with a loss, he'd be happy.
Fair enough. Any other comments for the group?
No, I want to appreciate everyone who submitted questions. Seemed a little top heavy, but we appreciate all the questions, and they were really good talking points this week. So
I was asked to thank everyone who submitted a question, so I want to thank Tyler
B, whoever you are,
and the anonymous one,
the one guy who was interested in
remaining anonymous.
Yes.
So, all right. If Mac has no other comments,
nope.
As always, let the best man win.